interesting pick, a counter pick to what is being run in the meta, a unique idea. And that means that in the modern age of Dota, it will fail miserably.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because heroes like this just don't end up working, man. In the modern era of Dota, if nobody else is running it, there's probably a good reason why. It's probably because the hero just sucks.
Maybe it's just niche. Maybe you just need the right game for the hero to excel. And maybe that's what we have here. I kind of believe in it.
I don't.
Okay, well, you're a hater.
And it's not because of what is on Nigma's lineup. It's on what's on BetBoom's lineup. I do not like their playmaking whatsoever.
Well, I don't like Nigma's lack of damage.
I don't think you can have a Bristleback Leshrac lineup without damage.
I think they're incredibly dependent on Sumail for early game DPS. I think they don't have a lot of ways to actively pressure this BetBoom lineup.
One, two, all right, split on bounty runes. Oh, GPK.
I changed my opinion.
Yeah, he's got Fairy Fire. They could still try and run him down underneath the tower. Sumail will give him the lightning to finish him off. First blood, it goes to Sumail. He will start the laning phase very injured, but obviously a fantastic start for him, as I imagine a fast bottle is on its way already.
Oh, that's massive in this game. This Lesh needs to do a lot of heavy lifting for Nigma in the early parts at least. And giving him a fast start, fast bottle, easier laning phase, #1 way to do that. Because these lanes look a little difficult. Again, I don't think there's a lot of early damage in this dual off lane. I don't think your safe lane is posing much aggressive threat. You're just trying to get farm on all these heroes if you're Nigma Galaxy. The offensive potential lies in BetBoom's hands. What they can do with it. They'll get a courier.
What is their offensive potential on BetBoom?
Shaman Timberlane can always kill you. If you end up shackled near trees, you just get chained in world. You're gone. You can run down the lane.
Yeah, but they're running into a Deuce. I just feel like it's unlikely they're going to be able to do too much to that hero, especially with the coddle behind it.
I still see the side lanes for BetBoom having more chase down potential. PA lanes can always chase you down. This Shaman can maybe land a clutch hex. You can Astral mid into that rotation as well if the Lesh is up far. If he's on OD's hill, that's a very easy TP in the trees. You Astral him, you run up Shackle, he's probably dead. I think Nigma is very dependent on the Tusk, which, as we noted, Yamich standing in for them. Some pressure on the stand-in here to make some plays around the map. Definitely capable of it, though.
Hey, we also got one of the things we requested earlier. We have GH, who's going to be playing his Coddle, a signature hero for him.
I called for it the other day.
You did call for it. That's literally what I just said.
When was the last time he got to play this? Consistently, at least, in a meta, you know?
Yeah, not just like a one-off, but like a regular pickup. Katomi, he gets real aggressive trying to get denies, and he definitely got some denies in there, and he still managed to survive. Nigma feeling like they can't actually chase him down.
Very even laning phase across the board. Sumail gets the boots delivered. He's decently far ahead with that first blood. You would love to be able to rotate to this lane if you're Nigma. Get the Lesh snowballing even more and punish this OD. I mean, OD he's in that category of mid laners. You kill him once or twice, the game falls apart pretty fast.
Katomi blocked it again, but a trade-off of supports maybe, or actually core, Noob. He's going to get off one more Quill, one more Viscous Nasal Goo. Yamich won't be able to do too much with that. He's going to go collect the Lotus, so they get the kill on the support, sure, but... Oh, Yamich nicely placed. What a positioning there.
Yeah, I do not know if he deserved to win that Lotus in terms of who is stronger, but he deserved it through sheer heart, Austin.
Yeah, we'll say heart.
His heart was so big, it blocked off the pool.
That sounds like a medical condition he should get looked at.
That does beg the question, Austin.
It does.
100 human hearts versus 1 gorilla heart.
What?
I'll let you think about the repercussions of that.
I won't. I'll ignore that and focus on the game at hand. Thank you.
CS going BetBoom's core's ways, as the Bristle is the one suffering. That double melee lane for Nigma really did not get anything going for them other than that kill.
It got kind of ruined by the laser spam from Kataomi. Whether it's making the tag team less effective or making Noob miss last hits all the time.
And there's no stacks being built up.
Yeah,
Damage just roaming around, but he's not pulling the wave for Noob. He's not stacking for him, and he's not tri-laning top or ganking mid. You got to get one of these things done with the Tusk here early, or you're just going to feel bad as you exit this laning phase. You're going to try and go for another cheeky Tinker kill. Hard to kill this guy, though, when he has full stick charges from all the bristle stacks.
I feel like that was a situation. Like, he was on the edge of his marching machine. Surely you just go on him just to put damage on him.
I agree.
Yeah, just let him walk up there and bully you as much as he's doing.
I mean, I also just think you have to do something this early game with the Tusk. You can't just linger down here and not set the lane up for the bristle. It's going to get a courier, at least. That's something.
Okay.
Perhaps eyes will shift towards this mid lane as we're getting near the 6-minute power rune and we're getting near ults for these heroes. Could easily kill this Leshrac if you get to an Eclipse here with all the mana drain off the imprisonments.
Noob gonna be slowed down by the blood grenade. Chased after him with the Shadow Shaman showing up. It's not one kill, it's two. Yamich repeatedly disabled, body blocked, anything necessary to get Kiritich the double kill.
Again, I think the offensive moves and potential here for BetBoom in the first 10-15 minutes is just way simpler. You rotate these supports anywhere. If Shaman connects, you should be able to kill. You have a lot of early game damage with this tri-core setup. And now you gotta be a little scared on this mid lane as GPK approaches the Sanities. Cannot get too aggressive here with Sumail. He's missing so much mana. And he will lose the rune, shield rune, into the OD here.
Well, that's just gonna limit what Nigma can do even further. They can't gank mid. And Noob is too far behind to do anything there, and you're probably not doing much to this Timber Saw. Seems like static lanes, BetBoom are just gonna have way more opportunities because their cores can stay alive in lane, and then the supports are gonna be filtering around the map.
I'm just trying to jungle with the Lesh. Do have some stacks in the northern jungle up here that he's clearing through. Didn't get him on the triangle yet. But this will be some acceleration for Sumail. And means you can give mid lane to the Keeper of the Light. Tough hero for GPK to set up on. So this is kind of a nice area for GH to just farm out. Get some XP, feel pretty happy. No one's dying to this Eclipse on the map. And you're not falling behind.
7-minute Wisdom Shrine's coming up. Nobody's playing for an aggressive move here. So we're just in a farming battle. Which I do think benefits Nigma. If nothing is really happening around the map. Just means that BetBoom supports who do have all the possibilities here of going wherever they want. Making some sort of smoke play.
Nigma does not mind having a slow early game for both teams and if they get the stacks up. That's kind of ideal for them. They have Medusa, Leshrac, Bristle. That is some jungle clear. At the same time, you don't have a lot of building damage in this BetBoom lineup. Especially with the OD mid, it's kind of this hero's weakness. You can just leave him empty mid, and he can't do anything with it. He's not a Dragon Knight. He's not even a Tiny. Him hitting the tower is pretty rough for the hero because then it's the easiest position to set up on him. And he's not dealing any damage. Now, the Meteor Hammer OD.
He's saying that's what he should go for?
No, I'm just saying that version, when you left him alone mid, he punished you a lot harder.
Sure.
This version, there's no real punish. You just keep CSing. And a lot of times you don't even out-farm the guy who's jungling because he has stacks. Sumail is out-farming him right now, and he's not even on the lane. So, it doesn't feel great for GPK that Nigma are just dodging this interaction completely. And they get a haste rune for Sumail, and now they're going to instantly smoke with it.
Yeah, Sumail's been off map for like 2 minutes. I don't know how you read what he's doing as BetBoom.
Are they going to go into the OD? There's no way I want to go into OD.
They're going to the triangle, cutting between the tier 1 and tier 2 because it's nighttime?
Split earth the trees to not break the smoke on the tower.
Yeah, that is smart.
This is super nice.
And they're going to break now. Save and Miro are both high HP. They're going to go straight to save first. Get the easier of the 2 kills to the Shadow Shaman. It's a pretty easy cleanup for a Leshrac, and he's even got the damage. He's going to kill Miro as well. Miro did not respect that situation whatsoever.
Yeah, why was he lingering?
I don't know.
He's trying to finish off the Ancients? Just got greedy. What's the rebuttal here? It's going to be GPK eclipsing down the Keeper of the Light. No mana, no life. You got basically one shot with the Astral leading into the DPS.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, another Astral setup. What can you do with this one?
Well, this is definitely a dead toss. But Smail, I mean, they kind of already got what they came for.
Oh, yeah.
They took some kills. They took over your triangle, took away some of those neutrals. And Tusk will be back up for the 10-minute power rune.
Not a bad overall exchange. As long as the Leshrac is getting farm and levels off the map, you're probably happy with the early game here. You can continually boost him up with the extra mana as well.
I love the build Smail's going to as well.
We found a freebie? Don't mind if I do.
Didn't really have to tread too far away from the mid lane. Can go back and still contest the bottom power rune, which it is bottom. It is invisibility.
I mean, he's the Leshrac king for a reason.
Yeah, that might be his claim to fame. Like, there's so many Storm Spirit players, but, like, I really can't think of another Leshrac player that contests Samael for his Leshrac, you know?
Swindle Melons.
A great North American name.
I mean, he does have some claim to fame with the Leshrac.
He does.
Not for good reasons. Trying to make a move on this OD. He's really tanky. He's got 1,700 HP. This is not the aggressive move you wanted to make. They will barely get Sumail out of there with the help of the Invis. This is not the part of the map you want to be getting aggressive, though, if you're Nigma. You want to be looking on the PA or the Timber in isolated areas, or just catching supports in a jungle. No way you can assault this position mid. I'm surprised they went for that. Very aggressive move. Do have Atos done on this Leshrac, so your playmaking has gone up a lot. You just keep skirmishing and opening areas. You're going to be happy. Really would like to find Kiritich at least once or twice as he's trying to clear through some Ancients down here.
Yeah, big old Ancient stacks.
I mean, Sumail running into anybody that's not under a tower, they're just dead. Super strong on the map right now.
Noob has gotten some decent recovery time. He's got Vanguard and soon to be having Salbert. Still the one of the poorest cores. I thought he was the lowest, but Timbersaw is actually less farm than him.
Miro is just not stayed on the lane top. Too afraid of the gank potential. I think he could have played up here more aggressive, maybe extra points in the armor. Just opting to jungle and play it ultra safe. Yeah, his farm has suffered as a result. I think he should have gotten a lot more than this. You are afraid of this Leshrac gank. The whole time Sumail was off the map and he's in that upper jungle, you're worried about this Leshrac rotation.
Finally will punish Noob, as he's been playing pretty far forward in this lane the entire time. GH still wants to pull some... Oh, there's a ward there, so... He's going to pull himself out, I assume? Yep, there he goes.
There's still a lot of space for Kiritich. He's not getting pressure at all in this early game. Battle Fury already done. 12.5 minutes.
Yeah. And he's got this dagger facet, too, that helps you clear out neutrals even faster than the other one.
He's going to be big. His Medusa is ahead of him, but, I mean, this is Ghost on a Medusa that had an empty lane plus complete free farm. He's very high level, level 12 already.
Got Tomi. Up to the high ground, straight into Samael.
Nice.
Puts that Rod of Atos to use, and Samael, he can stay out on the map like this constantly. It's why this Coddle is a preferred support. With Leshrac, Storm Spirit, having a mana battery just means that this hero goes from clearing out neutrals to getting a kill to clearing out more neutrals, and there's no stopping it.
You can also TP places on the map to pressure hero, get farm, and get recalled back to the other side.
Right.
A lot of map mobility for a hero that traditionally does not have it early. Nigma Galaxy looking, again, strong in the early game. I feel like every time we've watched them, that has been the trend.
And so, not pressuring the Phantom Assassin lane, they actually take BetBoom's off-lane tower first.
will open up Wisdom Shrine coming up in 10 seconds here.
But not playing for it? It's so weird that you take it near the Wisdom Shrine timing, but do not stick around to try and contest.
Can't help but feel like Nigma missed a little bit of an opportunity to get pressure somewhere. Either make a move for that Wisdom Shrine with recalls and the Dusa playing up and how strong Ghost is, or just hit this bottom tower or look for the PA.
Yeah, or go to mid, basically make BetBoom feel like, oh, we have to bring a bunch of heroes top,
exactly.
and then overwhelm the mid lane or overwhelm bottom. Instead, Nigma Galaxy just kind of back up to their corner of the map and continue to farm, which they are getting good farm, don't doubt that. Samael is seemingly endless stacks in the jungle.
He's killed a lot of Croakers this game, and they are approaching the blink on the Tusk. Yalmich just rushing it here. That'll give him even more playmaking potential between this early blink plus the Atos on the Leshrac. You have all the capability to start fights on your terms. Easy smoke ganks, easy setup for anybody you find in the jungle, but it is BetBoom making the move as that arrives, looking for anybody in this bottom ancient area.
Got to play to the Tormentor, about to spawn, and Nigma Galaxy have been scanned on it. Counter scan, Nigma see that BetBoom is on their way, so they're not going to be baiting doing the Tormentor. Noob's going to try and position himself to be targeted.
Why did he go down that ramp?
He will be targeted. Yamich is going to show up here and maybe bail him out with a snowball. Doesn't go for the save, but hits a snowball on the 3 heroes with a giant AoE. It's a mosh pit there in the corner. Why did Noob put himself in that corridor? Because apparently Nigma Galaxy had a plan, just the funnel of death.
Okay, I mean, he absolutely knew his limit there. As BetBoom throw everything on him and just get completely punished from the AoE stun. That splitter hit 3, that blast hit everybody. You have split shot going through all the Medusa spells. This looked like it was going to go worse for Nigma based on how far their heroes were away, but the recall did so much work here. And snowball on 3, blast on 4.
And then every Leshrac spell hitting like 3 or 4 heroes. It really doesn't get much better than that.
I mean, that just shows the power of arriving there first. Like, if BetBoom are the ones on that high ground and Nigma have to go up a hill into them, and the Bristle gets shackled from the high ground to low, that's a completely different fight. You can space better on that high ground than going up the ramp. But, man, I'm surprised that worked out that well. It looked a little awkward with Noob going down the hill. But BetBoom get punished for their choke point even more. That is just a death ramp, by the way. Like,
oh yeah.
If you're Radiant and you get caught on that double stairwell, there's no way out of there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised teams still take that route instead of trying to wrap.
I feel like most of the tier 1 teams usually wrap all the way around. Surprising that BetBoom made that mistake.
Or take multiple angles.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Right? Like, send someone top or mid as you go in bottom and do it at the same time.
Maybe they just felt so pressured for time. Samael spotting Kiritich. Lot of Atos. Chain stun into Walrus Punch, split Earth, and maybe overlapped it a bit too much.
Oh, they're in trouble now.
Kiritich gets out, and the full BetBoom squad shows up. I would say to avenge Kiritich, but he is going to take his own vengeance. They're going to give him last hit. Well, he got one of them. GPK gets the other.
That's a really deep place to go for that kill if you are not confident the TPs are not going to arrive in time. And you pay a massive price trying to pressure this PA. Still 0 deaths for Kiritich in this game. I felt like that was the first time Nigma made a decisive move to try and ruin his farm, and boy, does it not work. Way too deep. They wanted to take advantage of that ward, but those are not the heroes to do it. The burst damage is not fast enough.
Yeah. Miro building into Aghanim Scepter is about halfway there. With that extra bit of farm, the PA catches up a little bit to Ghost, but Ghost is about to have Butterfly. So big timing window coming up soon. Nigma Galaxy need to get a lot accomplished with a Butterfly that is completely uncontested against like 3 right-click heroes, PA, OD, and Serpent Wards.
Yeah, it's a really good Dusa game. OD hates this matchup. The PA is not going to have Evasion Pierce for a long time. You're the strongest hero in this game right now if you're Ghost. You need to use this timing. Ideally, get a fight into Roshan. Give an Aegis to the Lesh. And then you're going to be really confident in this game. Nice, done.
Got a mid-timber chain. Miro will die just like that. Looking for more, Yamich, he'll catch up to Save. And Save with no way out.
2 for 1.
Because he's building an Aether Lens. No Force Staff here.
You can just go in the pit. You have Goo. You have Tag Team.
Yeah, it looks like they want to take mid tower first, but I think you probably could just chain these things.
Yeah, I just go pit here.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
Especially with
has
these
fallen.
recalls, you can just let Sumail stay bottom, and then by the time BetBoom respawn as Roche, if they take the fight, you can still recall the Lesh, so you're not losing on the map by forcing this Roche on really early. This is incredibly efficient, and the supports from Nigma Galaxy getting so much right now. Yeah, this Roche is just gone. It's super fast with all the minus armor. Not perfect sequence.
Okay, if Ghost takes the Aegis,
Yeah, I like
he's
this a little less.
untouchable. Why wouldn't you give it to Sumail?
I think they would have if they could have gotten in there, but he's just not there. No reason to slow
Was
this
GH
down.
not able to recall him?
Yeah, he didn't have ults
Dunk
for
cooldown.
like another 10 seconds. You have to sit there for 10.
Yeah.
I think this is fine. You can just let Medusa play alone. He can siege towers. It's still a strong Aegis. But I kind of would have liked it on the Lesh in this situation.
Well, how much do you... If you're really that untouchable, are you willing to go high ground with it?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You can go high ground. It's not that fast. I think the pace is what deters you here. Not necessarily, I don't want to take the fight. You're also going high ground into Tinker is always pretty tough.
Yeah.
Radiant structure.
You absolutely take some towers with this, though. And you try and take away space from the PA. It's your biggest priority.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tier 2?
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Well, they still have 2 more tier 2s left out on the map. We'll see if they finish both of them off, if they end up going just straight to high ground. I kind of want to see them just hit high ground with Duso. Just because I don't think BetBoom have, like, that much that can punish them.
I think it's just better to get more off the map, especially when you can play with these recalls. You can farm out everything with this Lesh.
Look at the positioning. Damage. He is going to be caught by this gank, but it also means that Sumail does not get caught by it.
Bleed out something here during this period where you're super strong. Not what you want to see if you're Nigma. This is more time for the Phantom Assassin to farm up. Will be just straight MKB for Ghost, however. He is going to be incredibly strong when he gets there. You're going to have an evasion
Radiant are scanning.
and pierce advantage against this PA item-wise. Pretty nasty. Can't blame him for the early MKB when you're playing against Tinker and PA in this game.
Radiant's
super value.
middle tower is under attack.
And another tier 2 for the Dusa, uncontested.
Radiant's middle tower
You know what this
has fallen.
offlane Dusa build of Radiance? Did you ever consider that with the carry Dusa?
Nah. Scanning.
Because you could just, at some point in time, maybe take second Roshan and make a Divine Rapier out of it.
Well, now you're thinking like Eternal Envy right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Mask of Madness, Divine Rapier.
you
go
pick
high
up a
ground.
farming Radiance, you break it apart for the Butterfly, and then you use the Relic for a Divine Rapier with the first or second Aegis. End the game.
Okay, I'm with you. Let's do it.
It sounds sick.
Try it out.
Okay.
Get back to me.
Time to have some fun in these European pubs.
That might be the first idea you've ever had that I can see working.
So not true. Katomi is surrounded. I will put it to Nigma. I think has done a pretty good job.
Sumail is...
Okay, wow, I really jinxed that. I was going to compliment them on shutting down the Tinker in this game, and then
Yeah.
they just...
They recalled everybody bottom. The Lesh got left alone mid. Did have a haste rune. I think Sumail was trying to play a cheeky there. But Save finds him. Tumbler, Toy, Aether Lens. I'm telling you, Tumbler, Toy made Shaman
Radiant's
a hero in the
bottom
meta
tower
again.
has fallen.
Gabe knew. Gabe knew. He was watching his games. Went, my boy's suffering. I got to bring him back. how can we do it without directly buffing the hero because we hate this hero? They said Tumbler Toy.
Dire's structures are
We went to the vault of old items, old neutrals.
That's right. Valve would rather dig up a disposed neutral item that everybody hated than buff Shadow Shaman directly.
You're saying this? They recently buffed Shadow Shaman multiple times.
How? How?
What do you mean? They gave him one of the biggest buffs I've ever seen in my life in his foul play. When that first came out with the 3 chickens, that's an incredible tool.
It's an innate.
It's an innate.
Okay, so he got an innate when everybody else also got an innate. That's not a buff, Austin. That's you're keeping in line.
No, it is one of the best innates.
Well, that is a relative strength issue.
And they gave him chicken fingers.
And then what did they do, Austin? And then what did they do?
Well, it was too strong.
They nerfed it.
Overbuffed it.
They
so
nerfed
they had
it.
to nerf it.
What did they do with the amp on his hex? They got rid of it.
Because it was
What did
too
they
strong.
do with his nice shard that you could use to farm? They got rid of it. It's the story of this man's life. He has something nice, they get rid of it.
I feel like you... Do you see a lot of yourself in Shadow Shaman?
Maybe I do.
Bristleback picked up by the snowball. Good catch, but at the same time, the Light Strike needs some help. That's where the Stone Gaze comes in. Blocked in by the
what a
shard.
shard.
Kiritich, he needs to be able to jump out, and he only can jump to the tusk. Gets knocked up with a Walrus Punch.
Oh, good.
Just perfect catch. Nigma Galaxy covering each other beautifully.
What is Miro doing just walking in here?
Well,
What is his plan?
his axe is about to expire, so he's going to die. That's his plan.
Yeah, there's no plan. This could be a game-ending push right here. MKB done for Ghost. He just slices into the PA. BetBoom caught a little off guard. And Yamich with some big catches in this game. It's been on point with the Tusk. This support duo is looking good right now, even with the standing.
Yeah, the fact that he comes in, gets the snowball save and the ice shard, 2 really big plays from him. And Samael, Samael just put himself on the front lines and said, my team got me. And Ghost did. Had a good Stone Gaze positioning to break the shackles.
This Deuce has been the bane of this BetBoom draft. They have no direct answers for him in this game. There's nothing GPK can do about it. This guy just has too big of a mana pool. It's too tanky. Trying to land Astrals on him is hard enough here. He will get one.
Now, that is the part this matchup can get dangerous.
Yeah,
I don't think you can siege too much once you start getting Astral once or twice.
You don't want to
You just walk away.
It's usually like the 3rd Astral is when it's spooky. You can give 1 or 2 sometimes, especially if you have Aegis, you don't care, but yeah, if this hero gets 3 or 4, starts building stacks, things can get real weird real fast. You gotta remember, this is 60 seconds level 4 on that steal duration. So you can really get a lot of these Astrals. The downside is the cast range, not great right now. And he did not take the level 10 talent. So
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
the ability for GPK to get a lot of these Astrals off at the start of the fight is pretty difficult. Which then begs the question, who's dealing damage? I mean, it's got to be Kiritich on this PA. He's not really itemized for it right now. He went Manta. He doesn't have MKB for the Dusa. He's not hitting that hard. There's no minus armor synergy with the lineup. This is just a desperation smoke trying to find anybody to start the fight on.
And if it goes wrong, it's like the end of the game.
Oh,
They're just going to go straight down mid. Tier 3 is almost dead anyway. Blink Dagger! Bristleback? Huh?
He's going to get in there.
I guess so. Yamich is in there first, though. Found the opening onto the OD. A really good hero to start on. The shards doesn't quite catch him. So GPK will be able to TP out.
Oh, he almost died anyway. Jeez. Why didn't he TP Fountain either?
Oh, Kiritich not respecting the fact that, okay, Walrus Punch will stall some of that BKB. Stone Gaze trying to get in front of him. Oh,
wow.
That was actually kind of close.
I cannot believe he got out of that. It was good of him to force the punch out, though. It's the only reason he escapes there. Heads up play from Kiritich.
Well, that is BKB's on cooldown, so pretty certain you could just go straight to it.
Oh, yeah. They are not afraid of anything right now.
If that OD dares to come forward for an imprisonment,
Punch
Nick
his
Galaxy
ass.
just, punch his ass. Okay. He got the imprisonment. Did not get his ass punched. But the barracks aren't getting arrowed pretty hard.
Kiritich on the back.
They're just going to fall. Hex.
Looking for something.
A second imprisonment. You said the third one is where it starts getting spooky. Nigma Galaxy agree. They'll back out before a third one can fall.
It really adds up fast. If you get a third on the Medusa there, it's a 1,700 mana difference. At that point, you're going to Astral him. He is going to feel the pain. But they played safe. Played up to the 2. They get the barracks. They back off. Lead is still very solid here.
Yeah, just wait for another Roche. The lanes are pushed in constantly, so it's going to be very hard for BetBoom to contest. As long as you play it pretty disciplined and slow, there's kind of no chance that BetBoom can catch you.
Yeah, their cores are just becoming beasts of their own. This Deuce has been the biggest problem, but the Lesh is ultra farm now. This Bristol's completely caught up in the game. Sumail just found an Arcane Rune on top of a Vampiric Whisper. Super nice neutral item for him. Bonus damage.
Why does he have Blink Dagger?
Little spell lifesteal. Who, Sumail?
No. Noob.
What do you mean? He can blink Halberd though, Odie.
Is that actually his idea? It would have made more sense if he got the Nullifier, and then he was like, I need a Blink Dagger with that, and I would have been like, okay, I guess.
I think Nigma's idea is that if they just jump BetBoom and the BKBs get forced early, there's no time for Astrals to come out, the fight's pretty good for them.
Okay.
Oh, this is very impressive.
Kiritich! What? Right to the Split Earth! What was that timing from Sumail? And now they go down the staircase, and it's done. I guess they thought he was alone? Like he was solo scouting Roche?
Sumail did not see that. That was just pure luck. He was stunning the pit to set up for the Roche. And Kiritich just accidentally blinked into it. But we'll give credit where credit's due, Austin. That's an NA player's instinct right there.
Giving credit where credit's due.
That's the king.
And Sumail catches another one. He's going to force out the BKB. GPK on a run. But for staff, Sumail will chase after him. He certainly does not have the mana to threaten a Leshrac.
About a 300 damage Astral, or a 300 damage Eclipse there. Not his finest hour. And I guess we all learned something in this game.
Yeah, when you try and do something new and original in Dota, it usually doesn't work out.
I should have picked support Terrorblade like everybody else.
That's true.
I think what we actually learned is Nigma Galaxy is back, Austin. They're about to be top of this group.
They are indeed.
Nobody would have predicted that. Nobody.
He's poking me with his cane right now.
I don't know if you wanted to say that on.
You feeling smug?
Nobody, Austin.
Not stick.
Nobody could have predicted that. That Nigma is back. What would you say their odds are to win TI?
I would say their odds are Kiritich. About as good as Kiritich team wiping them here. He's got one.
He's done.
He did not get one.
The Gunpowder Gauntlet Walrus Punch. Very thematic. Very apropos. Austin?
Avery?
Thank you. A great game from Nigma. Don't even insult me with the question, Austin.
Is he
I know what you're going to... Don't even
play?
ask me this insulting question. Just move on.
Okay. How good is he?
At what?
At Tinker.
Don't insult me with this question, Austin.
Okay.
It's an insult to the man and his legacy to even ask this. If you asked Sumail, how good is your Tinker in real life, he'd slap you in the face.
I kind of believe that, yeah.
30 seconds.
I think it is a valid question, though.
No, it's an invalid question, and I will not answer it because we all know the answer.
Okay. Because he really didn't play it until 2 months ago.
His Tinker is godly.
Okay. Well, for a godly Tinker, he's only got a 45% win rate on it.
That's because he only busted out in the toughest of metas when no one else is willing to play it.
I see.
So
wait.
Meta inflation, that's like an 80% win rate.
But you have specifically said that you think that Core Tinker is actually underrated and should be played more. So which is it? Is this a bad patch for Core Tinker, or is this a good patch for Core Tinker?
Maybe it's both, Austin. Maybe it's both.
Thank you, Avery. Your analysis is interesting as always.
You know, this Nigma Galaxy draft takes me back to the old days. This is some like old school karaoke drafting from Epicenter days, from their TI7.
In what ways?
Like a classic Tusk double roam support duo that would tri-lane for Miracle, and then you have this bristleback, MC bristle push strat with a DK, and then you have some flashy hero for Miracle. Picturesque karaoke
Okay,
draft.
I can kind of see it. GH is dead.
Yeah, those drafts didn't work a lot.
Worked at an Epicenter finals.
I am excited to
worked
see
yet.
what Miro can do with this Shaker, because I think that game one was just off for him. I think he could have done more in that game. Didn't find the flow, didn't find the vibe. So I think he can step up here and turn the series around. But I also think this is a interesting position for the hero, and I still believe in the core Shaker in this patch as well.
Okay.
So I want to see him succeed, because I want to see more of this hero, because he's exciting. Would you rather watch off-lane Shaker, or would you rather watch off-lane Bristleback goo you for the 8,000th stack of the year? Woo!
I would definitely rather watch the Earthshaker.
Yeah, there you
He's
go.
one of my all-time favorite heroes,
So we're all going to be rooting for the Earthshaker.
I also think BetBoom's lineup is just much better than Game 1. I think they have so many heroes to play through.
Oh, yeah. They have initiation, playmaking, backup / save from the global styles to bail out all of your cores going in and shut down the Tusk save, which is the biggest factor here.
Yep.
And hopefully you land on the Tinker, right? You have Monkey King, Storm, and Shaker. We're all going to have jump mechanics in this game to find Sumail. Could be a tough one, especially with global to stop the bailout. Nigma, your game plan should be to get ahead and ball up at some point. If you can bring all 5 of your heroes together, that's where your lineup punches the hardest.
I mean, but even that ball up is really dangerous, right? You're balling up into an Earthshaker, into Global Silence, plus Wukong's command.
Yeah, I think this BetBoom draft is scary to play into. There's not a lot of weaknesses it has. Maybe a lack of BKB control. So you do risk getting kited a little bit. You drop the Wukong, you drop the global. If heroes get force staffed
Dude,
out,
Yamich has got this down to a T.
yeah, he really does.
That's pretty cool.
New tech. He is dead for it though, and he's gonna lose some intelligence. So it didn't really work
ate
out.
the
in the end.
Lotus as well, but he manages to give the last hit to the tower, so it's split.
It's a little dumber for it though. What are you laughing at?
I don't know. Just
Nero's dead. This is why
Structures
he probably wishes he was the bristleback right now.
I was just laughing at the concept of a move that does brain damage.
Oh.
Which it did. GPK, how's he doing? 20-4. So, much better start. And he is also in a counter matchup against the Tinker. So if he does well in this game, he really can't take it over. Yamich tries to punish him, but
Oh, nice.
Tusk
nice.
is not going to be the hero to finish off a Storm Spirit. That hero has way too much base armor, and he knew it too, but he realized it a bit too late. Ends up just feeding the kill to GPK.
way too greedy. He's level 1. You're not doing anything.
has been killed.
And early Blinding Light, maybe not expecting the bounce back into the Remnant. Well played by Save as double courier kill for a noob on the 1v2 lane. That's massive. He should be getting nothing down here. Instead, he's getting the most of anybody.
Hit him with the enchant totem. Ghost gets a bit low. They'll back up to their 2 corners.
It was a big kill they got top. Re-equalize this lane a bit. Do not want to let Shaker get too much off this matchup, and the more XP you can pump into GH, the happier you're going to be. Get that A blast online. Start getting pickoffs with these stunners on the front lines, setting it all up.
That was the other part I wasn't sure about, is I don't feel like these are the easiest Ice Blast to land. Some pretty mobile heroes and not the most setup. I think it's pretty dependent on Ghost.
I think Tusk Dragon Knight's enough. Also, it's a really good Ice Vortex game. You throw these Vortexes down. Again, it helps your plan of kiting out some of the ults in the fight and ups the damage. You get stuck in these marches and vortexes. It's pretty nasty stuff. You get sharded off on a stairway. Things can go real bad real fast just from the AoE control.
I guess my problem with that is if Tusk is setting up the Ice Blast, he's not saving people, right?
But I don't think you're going to rely on the save too much this game into the Global Silence anyway.
That's true.
I think it's better to be aggressive if you're Yamich. That said, he is still level 1. So he kind of doesn't exist to do anything we're talking about. This is sacrificial. I mean, this is a man who's played with Puppy for too long. That's all I can say. Like, he feels the machete on his neck. And he's like, I'm giving the team everything. What do you want from me? I've stacked for you, Puppy.
He probably asked Puppy. He's like, I'm going to go stand in for Nigma. Do you have any advice? Puppy told him, I taught Kuro everything.
There's only one dictator in the scene who is more ruthless than I was, boy. You're about to meet him. Oh, God. I gotta give everything to Samil. Here, my lord stacks. Oh, surprise monkey gank.
Dragon-tailed and cold-feeted. So he won't be interacting for too long here. Samil with counter rotation.
Yeah, that gank
will
was
protect the lane.
Very uninspiring.
Yeah, it kind of was.
I mean, you have 3 points in Jingu, but you're against Dragon Knight with 3 points in the armor, so... Well, I guess not the armor, but he's got the bonus armor.
Yeah. Well, good thing for the Monkey King is those rotations are relatively risk-free. Pretty easy to get back to lane again. Noob, though, is level 6. Much better laning phase than it was for him in Game 1.
That's true. That game was pretty rough, though. That's a low bar.
Yeah, it was real low.
Maybe the best thing of that entire sequence for Nigma was Yamich got some experience, so... Combine that with the Wisdom Shrine, he's back in the game.
That's true. He went from level 1 to level 4 in like a minute.
Yeah, he really caught up. Nigma Galaxy just farming it up. This DK is standing strong top. That move fails. Means the map closes in for BetBoom as they don't have an easy tower taker for the second game in a row.
Yeah, that's actually...
How do you open up the map here?
I mean,
especially into Tinker.
Theoretically, you're supposed to be able to use your Monkey King and Storm to mobile heroes just to dive heroes, get a numbers advantage, and just through sheer presence of your team, be able to take objectives after kills, right?
This is a really awkward move.
Yeah, Zip going straight to the Ancient Apparition, GPK. Got to be a little bit careful there. Katomi gets run down by the Dragon Knight, but still, Wukong's command goes out. Kiritich, as these heroes a little surrounded right now. Samil taking a bit of damage as he walks out of the soldier's range.
Incredibly awkward move. Just smoking a non-blink Tinker into enemies, hoping you find some casual support, but the Tusk wasn't leading. So your catch is really awkward. You're trying to get eyes on the stacks there and look for that. You're expecting big stacks for this Echo Slam for Mira to catch up. But I like the conceptual idea from Nigma. The execution was just not there. And now Mira's going to get to echo this Ancient. Clear through it. Big boost to his GPM, and he'll get a blink off that as the fight bottom.
Chasing after Noob. Noob getting some stacks up. GPK here to finish the job. Gets another stack for himself. 2-0-1. He's already on 6 galvanized stacks.
Well, at least GPK's having a better game.
It feels like everybody from BetBoom is a bit better set up.
Yeah, I think their support's maybe not super happy with what they got out of the lanes, but they have the levels at least. That's kind of what you want here.
Top tower
Recall online, instant recall.
And now it's going to be BetBoom's turn to abuse the mana battery. Instead of Leshrac, it's a Storm Spirit, but they're going to be moving this hero around the map, and Katomi and Saver just going to play through him.
Straight back to full mana here. But no power rune. Gets stolen by Yamich again.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A recall on the Storm. Looking for the bottom plate.
From behind, zip in first onto the Ancient Apparition. Quickly deal with him. GPK, it's taking a little bit longer. Snowball's going to be used here. Puts GH in a bad position. Yamich also not in a great spot underneath the Wukong's command. Will back away, saving Yamich's life. Once again, Nigma Galaxy are able to pull numbers to all of these fights. Both teams seemingly just willing to 5-man pretty early here. The one person missing, Miro. He's still waiting on his Echo Slam to be back up.
You gotta wait for the cooldown here to join those fights, otherwise you keep farming.
Team will join him though if Sumail could be found. Stop his teleport away, but
You're not gonna find. You're just not gonna find this guy.
Radiant's bottom tower
I don't know why you're trying. Sumail Tinker. You don't find him, he finds you, okay?
okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Sounds like left some scarring there on you.
There's an interesting dynamic in this game where BetBoom want to dive towers, get aggressive, play off the initiation of the jumps with the recall, moving people around, and at the same time, Nigma Galaxy, their lineup is pretty damn good at taking defensive fights around the tier 1s. Particularly if you dive into them. Yeah, Bristle, Tinker, a DK without stun who can maybe get one off if you go deep behind enemy lines. So it's a real test of the limits. You need to make sure when you commit on that go as BetBoom that you bring the firepower and you don't get outmatched. And that you jump the right targets. Global Silence being up gives you a lot more room to work with on these jumps though. So now that they have that, should be easier.
It's an Echo going for the Dragon Knight, pulling GPK. I was going to say, that Echo Slam is not going to be enough damage, but they always have another core to bring in. The other thing about that, though, is if you're conceding a lot of the aggression to BetBoom to, as you said, they want to be diving these towers, it is going to make GH's life a lot harder. It is much harder to play Ancient Apparition on the back foot.
That's true. He's probably the least wanting to play a super defensive style game here.
Yeah.
There's no aggressive move he can make in combination with a core. His cores are all just farmers. You're playing to scale. So it's probably going to be a sacrificial, a poor man's Ancient Apparition game, some might say. You're in it for the long haul.
At least someone is.
They will push now. Echo Slam on cooldown. Nigma say green light to group up. We got a Vanguard Bristle. We got an Armlet Dragon Knight. Just start hitting some towers. March backup.
I mean, with an Armlet, Ghost could pretty easily dispatch of this, especially since he's got the sustain aspect covered. Thanks
You
to
can fight
Tinker.
this if you're BetBoom with Wukong.
Yeah, but the Tinker being gone for a couple of seconds here, there was an opportunity, but Miro, he's the one who would have to set it up. And he got sharded the moment he landed from his teleportation scroll. 30 seconds left to the next round of Wisdom Shrines. And both teams are going to smoke up around this window.
It's support duos. But Nigma not really looking for anything here.
And why did they
BetBoom
smoke?
looking for a kill bottom and to set up for this Tormentor in a minute. Wisdom Shrine spawning right now. Both could go Nigma's way if GH can get there. He's looking for it.
A pick off on those Bristleback would be a great start for BetBoom.
They're going to give up Wisdom Shrines for this. It could be worth it in the end if they get this kill and lead it into that Tormentor.
I can't believe GH was able to do that. An Ancient Apparition smoke from his tier 2 top, go all the way down the side of the map and take their Wisdom Shrine.
Well, nobody expects it.
Yeah, I don't. Agreed.
You didn't even expect it.
And I was watching it. I was like, he doesn't have any wards. Why is he smoked?
You're a veteran caster. So these pro players, they had no chance of it.
It's true. I've seen it all. I see twice as much as the average pro because I'm seeing both sides.
Radiant are scanning.
I think I just stunned Avery into silence.
Right.
Miro's like, wait a minute. Why we took our Wisdom Shrine? Yamich, was that you?
Are they actually giving up Tormentor control after all this sequence?
Dire are scanning.
No way. What?
They even awarded it But the fact they TP out, you're just conceding it right now.
They're just going to take mid instead, which if they get the
I
kill
don't
on the
know about
Tinker, it might be worth something.
Austin, you're not killing him. It's Sumail. Just give it up already.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't like this maneuver. I don't understand it. You traded out these Wisdom Shrines for the move to go on the Tormentor.
But Sumail still gets caught.
Austin, you're not going to get the man. It just doesn't happen, okay? You just will not get him. Tormentor, shard to GH.
You know, he's played 4 games of Tinker on Nigma Galaxy.
Yeah, well, maybe they're all wins.
They are not.
Well, maybe you should check again.
Well, they lost the Spirit, for one.
Well, that's reasonable. They're the best team in the world.
Okay. The other 3 are wins.
Exactly. There you go.
Would you like to know who they beat?
Probably some really good squads.
Yeah, some really good squads like Virtus
like
Pro,
Falcons, Tundra, Gaimin, or something.
Virtus Pro, and OG. That's who they beat.
Those are good teams.
Dire's middle
Wait, which OG? Was it the
So
one?
good. Which OG? Echo Slam on 2. Miro gets set up by Kataomi. Kataomi goes through the jungle, gets jumped upon, and Miro's there waiting, lying in wait.
Yeah, they tip each other. I don't know what that means, but some nice tag team action. This Storm Shaker double jump is going to be nasty for Nigma to deal with, particularly if some of the supports get caught in it. This just seems like a way tougher game for Yamich on the Tusk. When he's blinking in and clumping, Tusk hates these AoE control heroes. They're nightmares for him to play into. And you still haven't used the global in this game, really. Like, you're just holding it the whole time.
Yeah.
These aggressive goes are so tough for Nigma right now.
Spotted GH. Ran underneath the ward. He's certainly going to know there's vision there. Ghost even pinks it out.
It's getting scary.
But does it matter if you know there's a ward there if you can't regain this ground?
Yeah, they're just taking over a lot of the map. They're really taking advantage of this Coddle. Remember, they first picked that Coddle instantly.
Yep.
This hero's going up in stocks. So which OG? Was it OG with Seb? Or was it the one before Seb that didn't have him on it?
It was 2 months ago, so that's in that blurry area.
Or was it the one before
been...
he wasn't on it that he was on it? Or was it the one before that where he wasn't on it?
It was OG Latam.
Oh, they're pretty good.
Yeah?
I actually like that roster. Yeah, I think they have a lot of
what's their score in DreamLeague right now?
I believe they were 2-6 when I looked at them last.
Yeah, that's
But sometimes
right.
Austin is not.
I believe they've gone 3-9 since, which means that they are the first team eliminated from DreamLeague.
Okay, well, sometimes scores don't tell the whole story. You know, you look at a score and you go, I think I know what happened in this game. You don't know what happened.
That's a good point. We've got a game on our hands that is currently 12-4, but apparently it is even on net worth. And part of that is the fact that Nigma Galaxy, they may have been losing on the kills, but they have been winning on objectives. Taking Tormentor, taking this Roshan.
Again, some of this game, it just feels like it's off for BetBoom. Their reads of contesting these timings. Like, they missed Wisdom Shrines, they missed Tormentor, they missed Roshan, and they have a lineup that can contest all those. They have Monkey King Shaker.
They should be taking every fight they possibly can.
These are not objectives you should be giving away for free. You should be welcoming that early fight from Nigma Galaxy. Thank you for grouping up for us. We have all the AoE in the world. Instead, you're just on the wrong part of the map each time, conceding the wrong areas. The map play has been okay between the Coddle and the Storm. I mean, GBK, he's 5-0-5. It's not like you're sad right now. But definitely some missed opportunity to punish Nigma Galaxy as they get away with some smooth moves and put themselves in a fine position, given they're down 12-4.
Yeah, this Aegis will kind of smooth over this period of time where Ghost doesn't have BKB. So by the time this Aegis expires, he probably will have that item. He's going to be pretty tough to deal with. Sumail is about to finish up his Aghanim Scepter if you give him a minute.
The armor scaling up for this DK. Not the greatest armor game. Maybe that's the one downside for him here. He will rely on that BKB as they're going to try and...
He's going to need as much armor as he can here against the Monkey King, who's going to jump in after him. They've got him.
This is a rough spot. You still have Global, so Yamich can't do anything here.
Yep, Yamich already being hit by the Orchid, so here comes an Ice Blast. It is not going to land. Really good reset there from BetBoom. They back away a little bit. Global Sounds gets used. They cannot finish off Ghost, but they will drag the Tusk back into a bad position. Yamich able to get the blink back. Tumbler Toy back up to the high ground.
BetBoom wants something off this, but they might have to settle just for that Aegis. as there's an amp damage in the river as well. Should be gobbled up by someone on Nigma Galaxy here. Goes too tanky. Just about to say, all this armor doesn't do a lot for him against BetBoom's cores. 2 lives will, and that BKB timing is going to be pivotal here. Have to make these BKBs work in the fight. Otherwise, you're just going to try and fall back on the Tinker scale here, which this is a godly Tinker player.
Three-man smoke from Nigma Galaxy as they take back over their triangle. They're going to run straight into the Storm Spirit, who is ready to zip away at a moment's notice. There is no catching him.
It's easy smoke break.
Still going to try. Still going to push after him. Oh, GPK. Good read. It was not the best place to TP out, but he recognizes his mistake, cancels it.
You're not
today.
You're not going to catch GPK Storm.
You're not going to catch GPK Storm.
Shouldn't even be. It's just a waste of time, honestly. This is aggressive gate move.
I mean, they're still trying. Going through the gate, running into Cocktail only, perhaps? What is this positioning from him? Oh my god.
Nobody check. Everybody's just hiding in the trees up here. What is happening? Okay.
But now they see the opportunity, jump back out because Katiomi sitting on the high ground spots Noob. As they pass on by, block him off with the Fissure, guaranteed kill. Ice Blast lands on 2, sure, but there's no follow-up to it. Oh, nice cut! Yamich just bails out GH and might have just killed Kiritich. They have to use the Global Silence to make sure he survives. Kiritich will manage to get away, but smooth move there from the stand-in of Nigma Galaxy.
Felt puppy breathing down his neck. I gotta cut this tree.
Take my machete, my son. Cut down that tree.
He's had some real-life quelling blade practice. Oh, that's BKB for the Dragon Knight. Nigma did not have to give too much during this period where they're dodging. So now they have a chance to take a head-on fight behind Ghost. Strength on the front line. They're still missing the blink on the DK, which kind of sucks here. You're all in on this Tusk initiation or BetBoom running into you. And, I mean, this Storm is just catapulting up the chart, man. This Coddle Storm is nasty when he just gets to run the gambit, get all the power runes, farm everything up, boosted by all these extra Chakra magics. Now he's got an Arcane Rune in his bottle, 18 Galvanized stacks, level 16, 3,000 gold in the bank. Played by GPK.
That's the scariest part of all of it, really.
0 deaths. What will stop him?
Well, it's not going to be a Dragon Tail soon because Lincoln says his next item will ruin that. They really do not have a way to jump on him unless it's Blink Walrus Punch.
That's until you have the DK Blink, it's hopeless. And if that DK Blink comes out the same time the Lincoln's does, you're even more screwed. He just has such a free game. It's hard to see this game getting slowed down for the Storm too. He's going to scale pretty nicely here. With Global Silence and Coddle to back him up. It's a Storm's electric dream, some might say.
Carnival out here. BKB done for the Earthshaker. BetBoom putting together a lot of the pieces. The only thing, would you stop poking me?
That must be really weird for a random casual viewer. Just comes in the channel.
There is no such thing as a random casual DreamLeague viewer. Let's be real.
That's true. Yeah.
We get like 150 matches of Dota. Ain't nobody casually checking out this much Dota.
Well, maybe they got their girlfriend to check it out with them, you know? It's like her first series she's ever seen. Shout out to chat's girlfriends.
So many of them.
All 2 of them. A, getting jumped, instantly dead. Arcane Rune. GPK doing some
Look
work
at him
right
go,
now.
man. He's not quitting.
I mean, you can't kill this man. He's invincible, and he knows it.
Is under attack. Dire's structure
Put the fear of God into Yamich. Fear of Puppy anyway, and then he zips away back in the night.
Those are the
Back
same
away
thing,
from-
Austin.
He's underneath the ward, and they tried for the punch. Didn't go so well. GPK.
They do have to blink on the DK, so you have that extra source of initiation.
And the Lincolns is not here yet. He is so close to being able to buy it.
I'm surprised they didn't try and jump him.
They needed to jump him.
You have to take those openings when you get them.
You're not going to get an opening like that again.
AA ult. Going to hit Kataomi and prove that GH is the superior 5.
But what if Katomi just global silenced in return?
That's not a skill shot, though.
Well, he doesn't have a skill shot.
Well, he should have picked a skill shot hero like GH.
Well, maybe he could play Morana in game 3.
That would be sick.
BetBoom back to Tormentor.
They also finished their BKBs, by the way. That's kind of the scary part here for Nigma. They didn't get a fight with this BKB Blink Dragon Knight before BKB Monkey is finished, BKB Shaker is finished, and the item for the Storm flying out right now. An entire Lincoln Sphere is just going to be revealed. So, man, 3 really strong defensive items for BetBoom. They have Global Silence to back it up this next fight. For Roshan, presumably looks tough for Nigma Galaxy here. They're going to need a good jump and a good initial burst. And then let Tinker win the long fight.
How are they going to get that jump when GPK seemingly is just, I mean, it looks like to me he's just going to always frontline. Always be the first point of contact.
Why not? When you have Global to bail you out if you somehow get stunned.
He's just going to give all the information for Miro and Kiritich to follow up.
Yep. I also just don't see this Bristle contributing much, to be honest. If you build up some crazy goo stacks and the fight goes long, okay, but I feel like these fights are going to be determined pretty quickly. But yeah, it just doesn't seem like a favorable situation for Noob, and he's also trying to finish BKB. Right now, he's just sitting on Vanguard Shard. A lot of kind of dead net worth on this Bristle hero if Noob is not getting jumped. He has to force the issue really hard here because he's not doing that much DPS.
Well, having BKB means maybe he can. Samael, he's going to get jumped. GPK spots him trying to teleport away. Global Silence to make sure there's no saves from Nigma Galaxy. Once the Tinker's dead, much of the damage threat is gone. Nigma Galaxy still looking to fight a bit, but I don't envy them trying to take this exchange.
Yeah, I was thinking there's a deep lane ward, but no such thing. It's farther up. This could pose even more problems for Nigma Galaxy as they missed that. They're going to be walking straight into it now.
Miro
Oh,
spots
they found
another one,
Ghost.
gets an opening on Ghost. Trying to get the BKB out of him. Force Staff will prevent that.
BetBoom don't want to chase too far when this Roche is up. Would rather have Nigma go into them, into their vision. But this Tinker Death Timer is wearing down. Gotta make the move.
Noob does manage to get them to jump him, and he has his BKB, so he's fine. But at the same time, I feel like Wukong's command for BKB is not that bad of an exchange for
Well,
BetBoom.
he cut his own tree. Classic GPK maneuver.
Now that there's no BKB, oh, wait for the Ice Blast.
I still think you'd rather fight than force the Roche and end up in some weird situation where somebody steals it somehow.
But they're going to keep getting opportunities to jump on BetBoom.
They got that DK form. Not insignificant here. Now there's like a timer on Nigma Galaxy to take this fight. Not a great one. Maybe they're just going to let Yamich go for the steal. Oh, they look like they want to take the fight. Yeah, they smoke Ghost up. Okay, you're going to have to jump.
You
Go
have
for
to take the fight.
stuns on the Storm. Look for an Aegis steal.
Noob trying to stack up the goo early. I mean, if they can stall this for just a little while, Roshan is going to switch over to the other side. This could be an opportunity. Long zip in. GPK doesn't latch. Instead, the Tinker's able to blink away. They go for the kill on Yamich instead. Atomi dies at the hands of Ghost. Meanwhile, Echo Slam gets put to use to finally finish off that Tusk. Kiritich with the BKB has to just TP away. Nigma Galaxy will win the fight and win the Roshan. They're able to go into the pit and take it. Unless BetBoom still want to contest. Trying to get there. Fisher jump in the middle. GPK snatches it away. He got the bounty. He got the Aegis. And now they're going to go for the fight as well, though Kiritich may have gotten a little excited there.
He has no BKB. What was that?
Little ahead of himself as he jumped in with no BKB and instantly died.
He's like, I can steal it too. Watch me, GVK.
What about the banner?
I got the banner. Somebody has to get the banner. I'll do it, boys.
Kirtan, it's the first Roshan. There is no banner. What?
That just felt really forced without the BKB. Feeling good after the Aegis steal. Feeling a little too good, but Nigma, they walk away with nothing. How'd it go so wrong? It was looking so good. The ultimate sacrifice.
That had to be one of the dumbest plays to see today.
That was his first death of the game, too.
Oh, what a way.
Is under
That's a
attack.
little rough. I guess ultimately the sequence ends up working for Pep.
It definitely does.
That
They have
was-
an Aegis to work with
By
on
the way,
Storm Spirit for 3.5.
Shout out to Ghost on that fight, because he had a sick jump. Just went up the hill, found the silencer, hundreds to zero him. No global for that fight. Then you're able to connect on the Coddle. You get a 5-on-3. That's what ultimately forces BetBoom to bail in that entire situation. Really nice go from him.
It does feel like the game is stalling a bit, which I think kind of favors Nigma.
At this point, yeah. You have a Tinker high ground that can continue to scale. I just don't know what your answers to Storm are going to be outside of Ultra late game when you get like a Hex on Tinker, maybe a Hex on the Bristle, Bloodthorn, Dragon Knight. I mean, those are kind of your only answers here in terms of stuns.
He's got 24 galvanized stats.
Yeah, he's completely out of control. He's level 20, going into the Plasma, 300 CS, 8-0. This is vintage BetBoom Coddle Storm gameplay. And they got it last pick. Wow.
Betsamail wishes that was him.
Is under attack.
Noob, I don't know if you want to be trying to defend this tower. Apparently,
what a global.
Nice timing on that global silence. They still come out. Fisher hits the mail. That's a bit troublesome.
Oh my.
And he doesn't make it far.
He got translocated in.
Beaten down by the Monkey King. GPK pulls back another one. That's going to be Noob. They're just going to wipe him. Go after GH. It'll be 4 dead. The only survivor.
Oh, yeah, this is...
Ghost will push out the wave. Kaitomi spots it, gives him a tip.
That was so sad for Sumail. He's facing him, casting spells. He gets fissured. Shard stun. Oh, nice pickup from Ghost.
That's a nice move.
And it forces him to translocate into them. Just brutal. No BKB on this Tinker. He can't exist in the fight. This Storm is just 1v5. It's been some time since I've seen... You know what? I'm going to call out some players right now, Austin. I've heard a lot of trash talk about cores can't carry games anymore. Cores can't 1v5. Support's too strong. Everybody's the equal in the world of Dota. Look at this game. GPK 1v9.
You're calling out Quinn, aren't you?
No, well, he's in that category for sure, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you didn't really call out anybody if you didn't actually name.
You want me to name names?
Yeah.
I'll name names. Quinn. Okay, there's
Who else?
the entirety of Team Liquid. There's another name. All right?
I like how you didn't even put Nisha's name in your mouth. You just hit him.
I'll
Hit
call
him.
out
You just
Seb. I don't even know if he said
yeah,
that.
get him.
But yeah, fuck that.
Are scattered.
Parasma's already done 28 galvanized stacks.
Has been killed.
This guy almost has more galvanized stacks than there's kills in the entire game.
Radiant are scattered.
Chasing after goes. Here just slowed him down earlier. Then Coddle made the move to pull the whole team up here. Nigma are also here, blinking backwards though. GPK sips through them, spots 2, got the silence, onto the Tusk, and focus down the Tinker. They can kill them both. Ghost,
gone.
once again, he's so strong, but he can't do anything without a team. Every fight, it's just like him going, well, I can't 1v5 them, so I have to BKB TP out.
Not enough stuns and in control for this Storm. All he can do is watch. Helpless. And his team suffers GPK's wrath.
is under attack.
Nullifier,
Dire's top tower.
Heritage. This Tinker is way too heavily countered. He's not going to be able to Ghost Scepter. He's not going to be able to Defense Matrix. The Storm is jumping him all the time.
Just a really good last pick Storm. Sometimes it's as simple as that. There's not a lot of ways to build control if you're Nigma. Normally you can itemize against really good counter picks, but all the good items Nigma need are 4th or 5th slot items in this game. 30 galvanized stacks. Look at his mana regen.
It's absurd.
He has 44 mana regen.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's so broken.
Dire's
It's like he's in
top tower
fountain
is under
all the
attack.
time. He's just running up. He can't spend it fast enough.
He is getting so many stacks that like save doesn't even need the chakra magic
Dire's
him out.
Yeah, it's pointless. What did you roll? You rolled a robe if he wants it. Yeah. Oh, we got more mana regen.
More mana regen.
And magic resist. That is a very good neutral item. He has 48 mana regen. Base. That might be the highest I've seen.
Time to go for the Tormentor. BetBoom not going to make the same mistake they made in game 1. Will wrap all the way around and maybe catch the male first or catch G8 first. Puts himself in a corner. The Monkey King finds him. Managed to get a force tap up to the high ground. Turns around. Ice Blast Heritage. At the same time, GPK did manage to finish him off. They take out Yamich out of the equation as well. Despite the Ice Blast landing, Nigma simply not strong enough to actually kill some heroes unless it's the supports. Once again, Kataomi will die. Still playing underneath the Wukong's command. Noob is getting some stacks up here. And Ghost, they can't seem to deal with him too much. They certainly can't go out to the Tinker, though. Got a Nullifier on him, and once the Nullifier's on him, he's kind of dead. Laser, it protects him for a second, but ultimately the Fissure will end his life. Ghost is still kind of untouchable, though.
Not a bad fight for Nigma Galaxy here. Took a long time to bring these supports down. They wear through the Wukong, and Ghost is able to find the backline again. It's just all in this Dragon Knight. But he's putting in some work, dealing some big damage.
And he gets rewarded. Taking the Tormentor will get his own shard, the Fireball.
I mean, give it to the man. He deserves it. He's also level 25 now. He's got a Nemesis Curse for some damage. He's got extra magic resist. He's got a full Satanic.
It does kind of look like he can carry this game purely through the fact that they do not have enough damage to put on him ever.
Oh, nice Echo to get the blink off. Not how you want to use it, but it's super low cooldown now, 80-second cooldown.
Yeah, Octarine makes it.
I mean, I kind of agree. DK does carry this game from a just raw carry perspective, but
every time it's like it's him kind of doing it alone a lot.
And I think at some point, if your team dies first before you kill the BetBoom team, then at some point you get Vortex from GPK and you will get melted.
Yeah, they'll just be able to like 1v3 you and.
So I still put a lot of pressure on Nigma in terms of it's way easier to deal with this DK than the Storm right now.
One thing that did help is that Noob, he got kind of gone on and he survived and he got off so many goose stacks.
Yeah, he did some work that fight. He finally found his mark.
Dire's middle tower
Pushes him
is
to
under
level 20.
attack. Radiant's top tower is under
Trying to
attack.
get a big armor item up.
I can't believe Ghost is about to hit level 25 before GPK does. That's crazy.
That was a big team fight for him. They're very close. That said, GPK finishes full BKB. So your control for Storm is completely gone now. Not that it was there. And he is still building the Galvanized stacks, Austin. He has 33. He is up to 51 base mana regen on the Storm Spirit. That is just absolutely disgusting.
It shouldn't be allowed.
That is just
And there it is, 25.
instant shard purchase.
The attack bounce.
That is a lot of damage.
Will it be enough damage to get through this Dragon Knight now that
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got 12 extra Dragon Blood, HP regen, and armor?
You're not doing it through the
Dire's
BKB,
middle
but once the
tower is
BKB
under
is out,
attack.
you will shred him.
Dire are scanning.
Got to think about the Roche spawn here. Can be up. Guaranteed spawn in a minute.
Radiant
Would
are
really like to
scanning.
get this mid wave in if you're both teams. And secure vision for the pit fight. It's going to be Nigma Galaxy smoking up. At the same time, BetBoom smoked their supports. They're tired of dying to this Dragon Knight. Can't blame them. They do have a Will-O-Wisp. Ags on the call.
Oh, GPK dips out, picks up a regen rune.
Dude, just how much mana regen does this guy need?
All of it.
He is slowly morphing into the human clarity. Be careful of the tree cut. I've already done it once this game. That was DK form for Ghost. The cooldown's a lot lower now.
That's for me.
But when you're contesting these tight windows around Roshan, it is something BetBoom could try and take advantage of.
Yeah,
they want to go right now.
Gonna be an awkward timing.
Yeah, they're gonna smoke. They have this down to a T.
Yep. It's like another 10 seconds left to Dragon form.
They are really taking a wide angle. Respecting that high ground potential position from Nigma Galaxy. Heritage scouting the pit, knows no one's in it.
So the question is, not finding Nigma Galaxy, can BetBoom force the Roshan? That was kind of a problem for them last time. They did not seem to want to do so.
It's tough into this lineup. You don't kill it that fast either. You'd rather just jump them. You can also commit buybacks into recall if you really need to here.
That's true, yeah.
And you have to be wary about fighting into that outpost. Nigma can also use their buybacks to win a Roche fight. Do not want to just fight into infinite lives.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Here, Cloak is a deadly neutral item for Bristleback to have.
I don't know if that's the rune you want to gamble for. I don't know if that is the rune. Wow, he did not get jumped there.
Dire are scanning.
Well, there's nothing to really speed this up. Samael's like, okay, well, I'll just take all the side lane farm. He's pretty chill. It's kind of BetBoom the ones who do need to force something somewhere in here. Noob is forcing things. Look at him run up to the high ground and
you can't let him do that.
Use his gem to deward you. Are they that afraid of going on the bristle?
I mean, how do you not at least just fissure block him there, right?
Yeah, just try and do something to get the BKB out of him.
That was a missed opportunity. Also, this ward, yeah, you got to kill that ward.
Okay, they find it.
Out of smokes, though. You have some ninja gears to play with.
Well, now GPK jumps, and he does really dice up Noob. Gets him down to half HP, but Keratin tried to follow it up. Echo Slam hits on a 2, but the BKB was already activated from Ghost. He's tearing into them. He's already taken out Katomi. Looking at Miro up next. GPK in the mix, trying to finish off Noob. Finally gets him, thanks to the Fisher, and will also manage to chain that Yamich as well. Still, though, Ghost is so strong that it's BetBoom who have to back away once again. They will concede the ground of the Roshan pit to Nigma Galaxy. And maybe look for another comeback steal.
The fact you catch Kiritich going in there makes all the difference for Nigma. It allows Ghost to stay really strong on the front line in that fight. And you got a BKB on the Tinker that time around, so GPK can't just commit for this Tinker 100-0.
Oh, don't let him do it again.
This is another objective.
Do not.
They're going to lose. I mean, the store has full mana again. He's always going to have full mana with this amount of regen. Still
Keratin, they're going to jump in, try to get the grab. Didn't get the grab immediately onto Samael. Keratin, he hits the nullifier onto Samael, slowing him down underneath the Wukong's command. BKB gets activated. That's going to be fine for now. Ghost actually taking so much damage. He's so isolated. Nobody from Nigma Galaxy could come to his aid. And now, BetBoom in the pit. Focusing on Roshan, will be able to get it. Aegis is going to be taken by Kiritich. Not GPK in this situation. GPK feeling like he is untouchable, that he's a god. He's not wrong about that. 10-0 and 16.
What a game from him. And that is the situation we talked about where you don't have BKB on Dragon Knight, you're not tanky. You're just not tanky versus Plasma Storm. You need backup from the team. It's not there. They get zoned out from this Wukong on the backside. You trade out offlaner buybacks, but now it is BetBoom pushing your base. And what can you do about it without Ghost? Does have buyback available.
Break it through the Lincolns. Got the BKB out of both of them, Noob And GPK popping theirs. Ice Blast is going to whiff. Now that Ice Blast is on cooldown, BetBoom, do they go back to it? 35 seconds left on the Dragon Knight. Surely you want to try and hit these buildings.
With who, though?
The Dragon Knight down, but yeah, I guess it's a question of who is going to take that high ground. GPK making a jump onto Noob. They throw an Echo Slam. They throw everything they have, and they get him.
That is a dieback on the Bristol. 100 seconds.
GPK pushing for more. Tried to go out to the Ancient Apparition. Got the Ghost Scepter out of him. Miro marching forward with his BKB. Little awkward positioning there due to the shard block. Jump forward, bound the strike. Kiritich jumps after Sumail. Got the BKB out of him, but now Kiritich is in a bit of trouble. Blocked in, has to get off the Wukong span. Can Sumail finish him off? BKB goes out from Kiritich. Sumail,
Ghost is back.
He can't finish him off just yet. Has to wait out the BKB. Ghost is back into play, and he'll find Kiritich. They finally take away that Aegis.
Yes, no BKB here.
On the second life, and he stuns. Ice Blasted passes over him. Kiritich not able to jump away into the tree. Can boundless strike his way out of here, and got sent right back by the Warp Flare of Sumail.
What a stupid hero.
They'll get the Keeper of the Light on top of that. Nigma Galaxy will manage to hold, though a bit worse for wear, losing their tier 3 and losing a couple of buybacks.
Cannot escape the Warp Flare. But you do get the buybacks, as you said. That is worth something here. They took a long time to commit onto that Tinker behind the base. And by the time you do it, Ghost is back up and just starts shredding your back line.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It was like a dream scenario where Ghost just, like, he arrives in the fight and he's already in the back line.
Yeah,
he teleports into the back line of BetBoom that have been pulled in by the aggression of Kiritich and GPK.
That said, you did not get the big prize, which is that Storm kill.
Yep.
And that means GPK, he gets to finish an entire Aghanim Scepter, which could be completely nasty in this game. If you get multiple heroes into Echo, Fissure, Wukong, double global, by the way, refresher online for Katayomi.
Yeah, they were talking about
the refresher done for Miro. So the team fight longevity for BetBoom just went up by a huge amount, and the AoE punish went up by a tremendous amount. Feels like you need a refresher on this Dragon Knight. You need double BKB in this game.
Yeah.
I don't think you can play these late game fights without it. You're going to get melted by the spell damage. Also, Hex on the Tinker would be massive for Nigma if they can get to these two items. Do they have the time?
Sunsman and Cinder, we're talking about the black hole versus the blue hole, the Aghanim Scepter of the Storm Spirit. We also have Save with his pull-in mechanism of the Aghanim Scepter. You got the blue hole and the white hole.
Okay, yeah. Good job, Austin.
See how they put those together with BetBoom?
Yeah.
Nigma Galaxy gotta be real careful in their positioning.
Radiant are scanning.
All that suction.
What is Noob doing down here? He's
It's dangerous.
trying to cut some waves. Yeah, you better not show. That is 5 heroes off the map right there.
Doing a one-man Tormentor? Two-man Tormentor? That makes more sense.
He gets away with the position. You gotta get the hell out of here instantly, though.
Where's the zip for GPK?
Yeah, I'm surprised he did not instantly.
Yeah.
Top tower has fallen.
Probably thinking the whole team was there. But
He got the smoke out of him, so that's pretty good. Nice move.
yeah, that's a little, very sneaky.
And look at this positioning. Nigma Galaxy, they pulled BetBoom over the Tormentor area, and now Nigma quickly moved to the other side of the map, hoping to find a pickoff. They might just get it. A little too late. Kiritich, he didn't jump onto the creep wave, just boundless struck it, leaped away, gets recalled by the Coddle. This call has been made by BetBoom. Do not separate too much.
Ghost thinking about Daedalus here.
Dire's bottom
Not that refresher. You're not going to have the double BKB, but you will just do an absurd amount of damage. Maybe it's enough that you're just going to win the fight in one BKB duration. 6 seconds on the clock, though. A very small window. See if he commits for it. He will likely say buyback this entire game as well. Yeah, he commits. So you're going to have 6 seconds with that BKB, and then you're at super high risk to just getting melted from all this magic damage. So many ults they can just pour into you. I'm impressed that Nigma have kept the net worth as close as it is for how much this Storm Spirit has snowballed in this game.
Yeah. GPK. He's coming close. Yamich has already popped the BKB. Goes back to try and help out Ghost. Kiritich, meanwhile, is chased away the rest of the team. Ghost is left isolated again. The global silence stopping Yamich, who wanted to try and protect Ghost. The mere presence of Kiritich just forced Nigma Galaxy, the other 3, to flee on sight. And Ghost is wondering, where's my team?
Maybe not expecting to get double Echo Slam solo from a cliff line. Super awkward for Miro. He got trapped on the cliff. I think they hesitated for a second. But that's that overwhelming magic damage with the Parasma Amp. You cannot survive it. You can't.
Now BetBoom back to work inside Nigma's base.
Does have buyback.
Got a grab onto the Tinker.
There it
Found the
is.
strike, but didn't jump in. Just got the buybacks out of them. Wise move from Kiritich, turning that shard off.
Ghost can do nothing.
Yeah, buyback and using Dragon Form. That is a rough position. Nigma Galaxy.
BetBoom going back in here? They're missing refreshers.
Wouldn't you just wait out the Dragon Form?
Oh yeah, you can wait it out if you want. Not in a rush right now. Roach can also spawn in 30 seconds.
That's true. Ooh, look at that ward. Smail, gotta be careful.
By the way, Galvanized Watch.
Want to farm near that high ground ward
Up to
spot.
40 stacks. 55 base mana regen.
It just keeps growing.
This is getting insane.
Pull out Bloodthorn next. He could still eat his Aghanim Scepter, free up another spot.
What's the last one? Refresher is always an option here with double pull.
For sure.
I almost feel like if there's something that gives you just more damage, it sounds pretty good.
Get a Rivenant's Brooch Storm Spirit.
It's one way to do it.
Make it so both your overload and your regular hits are getting past that Dragon Knight armor.
Divine Rapier?
That sounds like a great way to throw the game.
There's no fun now. You could Wind Waker as well. If you want something more defensive. Hex, another option. Wouldn't be bad here, honestly. It might just be the Hex, because being able to go in on this DK, pull him into a Hex, means you can hold your Shaker spells a lot longer. Sounds pretty juicy. You're going to play it disciplined. Wait for this Roshan. Still have you have 6 minutes of this Dragon Knight buyback, so you have a lot of time to work with here. Not in a rush. These are going to risk it all. They buy out the Daedalus on the Dragon Knight. They're going to try and take the fight. Can you find this Storm Spirit once in this game?
They're not going to the right spot right now. He's sitting up on a high ground position. Might have been possible to find him there. Because of the march, they know that Nigma is around this area. BetBoom deciding just to hold the higher heights. Sitting on that Radiant Triangle. But BetBoom could always just go back to hitting mid to pull Nigma Galaxy back to base if they wanted.
Can absolutely outmaneuver him here.
There's a lot of options. They just push into the 4-man.
The illusions giving some information. Not a lot.
Sumail will put pressure on the side lanes where he can. Pushes out the top lane. Kiritich chasing after him though. Dragon Tail, it hits him. They cut down the tree. They got the Ice Blast on him, and Kiritich is dead. Now he's instantly going to buy back for sure. Nigma Galaxy, this is still going to be a tough fight, but a good start for them. Noob trying to get some stacks up, but all he's really met by is a Storm Spirit. BetBoom. Oh, Miro jumped in solo. He immediately got sight device. He throws Xeon Disc BKB, and he gets off some. GPK, he hits the back line, blows up the Ancient Apparition. Another buyback going to be used.
They didn't get
Samael on the side, getting some lasers, throws a Warp Flare, got the lockdown on a GPK, Nullifier on him as well. Now inside the Vice, he's in trouble. He's dead. They killed him. The first death of the Storm Spirit. Immediate buyback. GPK looking for revenge, but Samael over here on the side, Miro, they're going after Ghost. Right, Scythe put on a Miro. GPK gets a grab on a Samael at the same time. Nullifier goes in. They're going after Ghost, but here comes an Ice Blast. Watch out, big hit. Miro goes down. Guaranteed on half HP. Ogre's Heal Totem trying to get away. GPK's dead again. A dieback on 2. Nigma Galaxy have just outplayed BetBoom to the extreme. And just like that, are they able to end the game?
Austin, Nigma Galaxy is back. They are absolutely back. They're back in this game. They're back in life. They're back in people's hearts. How the hell did they win that so convincingly? And on the flip side, the jumps from BetBoom were
they were
terrible.
They were bad.
It was
they were
atrocious.
bad.
Kiritich goes in, gets caught.
GG, they're done. BetBoom's out. Nigma Galaxy scored the 2-0.
Chad, I don't know if they fought that whole game, and in the end, they deserved that win because they just flat out outplayed them. What a performance from Ghost. He led the charge every time.
Certainly.
He found very clutch stuns down the stretch. An extremely tough game to keep your composure.